Hey there everybody, Onurubu here. Coming back with a new episode of Tokyo Dark. Now last time we left off, we explored the cult grounds, the cultists, everything they were doing, the history, the past, the mass suicide, am I recording? Yes, everything to do with that. And then we had to finally come to a decision. And I decided to come to Kamakura and destroy the mask once and for all. I think it's done too much damage. It's just caused so much harm and pain and stuff. I just want it gone. I don't want it to be an issue anymore. That's the decision I made. So yeah, that's how we are. We've come back to Kamakura and we're going to destroy the mask. And also, while I've been doing my voice checks and getting ready to start playing this game, I've had to listen to this song for like 10 minutes now. I mean, and I just want to say it's pretty cool. I like it. Just want to say that. Okay, let's go. Knowing all I do now, it's surreal to be standing here again. My own history and the history of the mask intermingling in one place. So much violence and death. Ever since I took it from the evidence room, my life has been spiraling out of control. Pursuing its past has made me give up any scrap of decency I had and any claim to my soul. But it was for the greater good, and now I have a shot at redemption by purifying it and erasing its dark stain from our world. The Kawanas are at the shrine, but something is odd. Feels like I'm being watched. Okay, so this atmosphere here is terrifying. For the first time in a while, when I'm recording this episode, it's not at 2 AM. It's actually at 7 PM. So, I mean, I still have a black window in front of me staring out into the trees and stuff, so it's still terrifying, but much less, you know, viscerally terrifying, if you get what I mean. But no, this atmosphere is pretty cool actually. I love these. No, please don't. Okay, now I'm scared. Dude, that mask is so fucking creepy. It creeps me out so much. It's so effective, I have no idea why. Not again. I won't let you control me. Why now? Is it trying to stop me? This mask, born out of death and suffering, shouldn't be in this world. Maybe those people were trying to restore things. Ugh, why am I thinking about that? I have to keep moving. What is this feeling? Fear? I'm afraid to go forward. I have to go back. I can't move. Death. Everything about this place feels like death. What if I'm wrong? Kazuki, Reina, they could still be down there. Bro, the mask's trying to convince you. This is just fucking like the ring, bro. Don't do it. That's what it wants. That's why I need to destroy it. But oh god, what will happen? Why is it pleading with me? All those lives trapped in the mask want to be free, don't they? Then why? I could still turn back. Now's my last chance. I'm so confused. What do I do? Nope. We're destroying this mask. We're destroying this mask. That's the final thing. That's the final straw. No second thoughts. This mask is getting destroyed. Mask is just gonna get fucked, dude. The shrine. Oh, music. Huh? Ito? So you came after all? Yes, of course she did. She knew it was the right thing to do. You brought something, didn't you, from the compound? I did. I found an old wooden amulet, you were right. The darkness I felt there was the same. Seriously? Wait, this is actually real? When I was there, I saw visions from the past, of people who are gone now. I know about the ritual Tokimasa tricked them into performing. How could you have let it happen? She was just a little girl. There is no answer I can give that would satisfy you. No answer? Is that the best you can do? That's why you fled, isn't it? You knew all about Tokimasa's ritual and what would happen to everyone who was left behind. Yet you took Mai and Takashi and ran and did nothing to stop it. Stop it. What would have changed? Emiko knew what staying meant for their children as well as I did. She was willing to die, however Tokimasa told her to. I couldn't persuade my own daughter to save herself. You think I didn't try? The police never would have believed an old woman talking about ancient rituals. I had no choice. They were monsters. They weren't monsters, they were lost, looking for answers in a world that had none for them. Much like you. Like us. In my years with the mask, I could hear them sometimes in the darkness along with the voices I did not recognize. I always thought they were vengeful, restless, punishing me for my sins. Once we purify the masks, perhaps they will forgive us. Did you find the girl who's chasing you, this Reina? Did you ask her forgiveness? Forgiveness? Not sure if that's possible anymore. After everything that girl went through, all of her self-hatred and her sorrow are a part of the mask now. I felt it all at the shrine the day I shot her. Do you think that this will put a stop to all of it? The whispers, Reina, all of the strange things we've seen? Atonement is a journey, one that expands past our time on this earth. It will at least allow us to take the first step to righting our own sins. Our sins, huh? Hold on, I've only ever done good luck rituals and harmless little blessings. This is different. Grandma, this is real. I don't know if I can do this. Mai, calm yourself. A ritual has some meaning in its very act. It is the God's way of preparing us for the true test. You are a pure child, and combined with your will, the ritual will gain power. It will work. It must. Why me? Because you're not corrupted by it. Only you can. You can bring your mother peace. Please, Mai, you have to try. I know you think it's crazy, but this mask has caused a lot of people to suffer. It doesn't matter if you believe us. Just do it knowing that it will help me and your grandma move on. You haven't seen what we've seen, so I don't blame you for being skeptical. But you can believe in helping us, right? I just want this all to end. Me too. Every day it's been harder to keep things straight, and I think this mask is partly to blame. Silly, I'm not religious, never have been, but I want this all to stop, to be normal again. I want to believe that it will work and in you. So please, I'm begging you to try. Okay. Thank you, Mai. Mai, are you ready? I just need a moment to prepare. What if we're wrong? What do you mean? What if the mask isn't the problem? What if we're making it worse? An old man told me that the mask didn't create the shadows, it only opens your vision to them. So are we doing the right thing? What if we're missing something? Are you losing your resolve? No, it's just Tanaka, the man who died, the one I was searching for. I've always said what if isn't good enough for a detective. I guess old habits die hard and there's still so much I don't understand. And you never will, it's a matter of faith, child. Okay, I'm ready. Emiko, please forgive me for leading you to those people and for what happened to you. I tried to save you. I tried. I pray you find peace. Grandma, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. As the ritual continued, I felt an overwhelming sadness. Like something had been ripped out of me I would never find again. At that moment, the whispers of the mask turned to desperate pleading screams. I closed my eyes and hugged myself like a child, feeling at that moment utterly engulfed in fear. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Okay, cool. Then there was silence. When I opened my eyes, the mask was split in two. I knew at that moment Kazuki was dead and had been all along. We all left the shrine in silence. I never returned. Nothing was quite right after that day. Reina's presence was gone, but I started to feel other things. Shadows began to take on new, fearful shapes. Tokyo began to change. Crime shot up and the murder rate peaked at an all-time high that year. Police were so swamped with the wave of violence that they reinstated me as a homicide detective. The investigation into me was dropped entirely. I quit within 6 months, just didn't have the stomach for it anymore after what happened to Kazuki. I just didn't have the stomach for it anymore, and after what happened to Kazuki, I could never focus. What if the ritual was a mistake? What if everything that happened since is all my fault? Sometimes I wake up at night wondering if the world of the dark was the truth and my life is now a dream. An afterimage after being exposed to bright flash. I don't go out much these days. I can't bear to face End of the Mask achievement unlock. Can't bear to face the real world. Nice immersion breaking, bro. Just give me an achievement in the middle of like a sad scene. Tokyo Dark. Okay. So I guess that's our first ending. Wow, okay, I did not imagine bruh, I did not imagine to get an ending this quick after starting this episode. I thought this would be like an episode in which we got an ending, but it's been like 9 minutes, bro. I need more. Well, so usually when the credits are rolling, in most games I've done before now, what I usually do is I give my thoughts about what's happened so far. I can't do that right now because that was not conclusive or satisfying in any way. So I hope there's an easy way for me to go back to like specific points and make different choices, because if there isn't, and I have to replay this whole thing, that's gonna piss me off. Now that will piss me off. But no. So, let's see, let me just think. So, destroying the mask wasn't the correct choice, because we destroy the mask and the world goes to shit. And Ito still is freaking like can't face reality. She's got PTSD or whatever. She's just mentally not there. So I guess correct option will be to now do the other thing, like investigate the mask more, I guess. What I'm gonna do now. Yeah, I don't have much more to say, yikes. But yeah, because, I mean, we destroyed the mask. Not much happened. To all 5551 Kickstarter backers, without your support we could not have made this game. Thanks to the Kickstarter. I mean, I've been enjoying it so far. Please let me go back. Interesting. Most interesting. Nothing but a... Oh, forgotten the voice I've given these guys, yikes. Nothing but a crow feeding on the carrion that time leaves in its wake. Forgive me for not being an impartial spectator of human suffering. The woman had her own desires, I only gave her a little push. But the result, this cannot be, not right at all. The mask rid from this world, I won't accept it. Why? What do you care? Shall I tell the reason it bothers you so? Because you gain nothing from this truth, but make no mistake, it is a truth. Another possibility. Time is not a single thread, but a complex tapestry, pushed and formed into a picture by the forces of fate and chance. The different threads presented a myriad of truths, but all an aspect of the same visage nonetheless. A myriad. Interesting. I would have thought one so interested in history would adhere to a single truth. On the contrary, if history has taught me anything, it is that there is no one truth. The deeper one gazes, the more complex it becomes. Yes, all are the truth, all grant insight into the same puzzle. You're right, my old friend, time is a spiral, and observe it long enough and we may yet learn something. No, she is not your plaything. It is not your decision. There is only one way this can end, only one way for the world to remain intact and stop the thing that's coming. It must be protected. The role must be performed. Stubborn, so stubborn. Allow me to ask you a question. I believe I know it already. You've asked it before. Indulge me, I asked her the same question. The dancing puppet and looks up and sees its strings. Does it remain a puppet? What of fate and chance then? I answer your riddle with one of my own. See the storm clouds approaching, and though you can take shelter or alter your course, does the storm not come regardless? Pah! No fun. Never tolerated my philosophical side. Nor you me when I tell you how things are. I suppose that's because we are one and the same. What of her? All we can do is see, but eventually she will end up there. There is only one path which will hold the world together. Okay. New Game Plus time, boys! English, yes please. So the actions, the decisions you make will change the world around you and how your story unfolds. Autosaves makes every decision final. There is no going back. Click to continue. So we're just restarting the game? Do I have to play through the whole game again? ... Where? How? I feel groggy, like I've woken up from a long sleep and forgotten another life in the process. Important dreams always fade away too quickly to get a hold on why they moved you the way they did. What was it that was so important? What was I searching for? Kazuki, where are you? So this is the opening cutscene again. Cool. So So this is just a new game plus. I have to replay the game again. Wow. Okay, I'm going to pause my recording for a bit here and just go do like a bit of slight research into how this actually works so I can show you guys the different endings and stuff without actually having to show you guys the whole process to get there. So just give me a second. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. I've spent like the last 20 minutes like doing research and also replaying the game to get up to this point. This is like the first point after the intro where you go 6 months into the past to when you first met Reina and like accidentally kill her at the shrine. So I'd just like to tell you, so now that I know how this game actually works, the endings and stuff, I'd just like to tell you what I'll be doing and stuff like that. So this game has a lot of endings, and I'm gonna try show you guys as many of them as possible to the point where I want to. There's a couple of endings that I don't really like, they don't really sound that interesting to me. I looked up and I would have shown you them, even if they're not interesting, I would have shown you them anyway, but like the way to get them is very tedious and I don't want to do that. But so what I'm going to be doing, so I'm going to tell you what I'm actually going to be doing. I'm going to play the game all the way until I get back to the point where I can choose between going to Kamakura and destroying the mask, which is what I did in my first playthrough, and going to Shinjuku and exploring the sewers instead. So when I go to Shinjuku and explore the sewers, there's a bunch of endings I can get there as well, which is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go get the endings there, which are also like sort of not really full endings. And then there's also, I think it's the true ending of the game, there's the Cat God's Blessing ending, which I read about, in which you have to find and collect all of the cat toys in the game, like this one here. So I will be doing that throughout the game, except I won't be getting the last few before the last few endings, so that I can just get the endings without the cat toys, and then I will reload my save. Oh yeah, new game plus that you make saves at certain points, so it's not all auto save. I reload my save at certain points, and then I will reload my save, and get all the cat things, and then I'll get the cat ending. So I'm just telling you guys what I know. I might have I've spoiled myself on a couple things, but dude, I'm not gonna be blindly replaying this game like 10 or 15 times trying to get different endings without like looking up how to do it. I don't like doing that. So just letting you guys know what I'm doing now. I'm gonna pause the recording again. Next time I'm gonna unpause the recording will probably be when I'm back at that split path I was at the very beginning of this video where I chose to go to Kamakura, but I'll be going to Shinjuku this time. So yeah, I'll meet you guys there. For you guys it's literally gonna be a split second. Okay, so I've been playing and I noticed that a couple lines of dialogue are different throughout the game, like because it's New Game Plus, it's like they hint at different things and stuff, and there wasn't anything good, like big enough or important enough for me to like highlight it then, but the scene with the collector here was especially important. Like there seemed to be many different changes compared to the original dialogue. And also the historian, so I've just been skipping through the dialogue, but I reloaded my save and I wanted to like actually go through it with you guys. The details are always hazy in a dream. All of a sudden, the face of person you were talking to changes. Or you might go from being in your old elementary school to the street with your favorite bar in the blink of an eye. But in the dream it doesn't matter. There's no logic. Wait, did I unpause my recording? Yeah, I did. But there's no logic because it's a dream. It's a world that has its own rules and you accept them without thinking about why. It's only when you wake up that you realize all the little details were so wrong. How did I not see it? How did I not see it the first time I was here? Nothing here makes sense because the dark doesn't follow our rules. Look around you. Interesting, isn't it? The way the mind twists itself into knots to see what it desires. I know this place. I remember this conversation, you, everything. What should I call you, Collector? What should I call you? Collector never really made much sense to me. Call me whatever you want, it doesn't matter. I've never had a need for a name. I must say, Detective, you seem remarkably lucid. How many times have we had this conversation before, I wonder? I'm not sure. Once. We've done this once. What's happening to me? Have I gone back? I did say we would meet again. But what you said would be impossible. The world has rules after all. You did not go back, you simply come here again, and in doing so you have finally paid back your debt to me in full. I'm grateful, really I am. You did not disappoint. Only now I know how you want this to play out. This time there'll be no questions, no getting into my head. You won't trick me again. Trick you? How did I trick you, detective? Whatever this is, the reason I'm experiencing this again has to do with you, doesn't it? You're mistaken. I don't have that kind of power. I've only ever tried to help you. Came to me seeking your precious Tanaka, the truth, a girl that you pitied and hated in equal measure. I gave you a path to all of them. Understanding the trauma of a young girl's mind gave you the lens necessary to see the dark's shape. The mask, as I instructed you, was a tool to find your lost Tanaka, no trick. You neglected to mention certain details. They were unnecessary for your progress. It isn't fair. I feel like I'm trapped in my own body watching myself make the same mistakes all over again. Every time I think I've remembered the past and see a way out, it slips away and I go back to the same path I've already been on. I'm afraid the human mind is ill-equipped for such memories. It changes nothing. Every action, every reaction has already been decided for you. The universe, the flow of time, the puppet masters, whatever you wish to call them, have scripted your choices before you even existed. Frustrating, isn't it? Game design, ha ha ha, fourth wall breaking, hee hee hee. One way or another, this has to end. I see. A typical response, and a boring one. Why must everything be so tidily arranged into a beginning, middle, and end? I think you're seeing it incorrectly. Resisting the flow and coming back to me is no failure. No, quite the opposite. You must understand, there is no right choice that will grant you an escape. All options available to you are merely dissonance, muddying the melody of a song that is already played. Continuing to resist the inevitable final notes is a truly unique talent, an opportunity not many possess. There are no happy endings, detective. There are only possibilities. There are only two possibilities. Resist or become a slave to your destiny. Slave? What are you talking about? Carmen Kai had noble goals, but by containing the corruption of the divine, they let it breed, and the dark has been without a true master for some time, as you know, for now anyway. Something is coming. Dark, whatever's coming, none of it has anything to do with me. Exactly. Why submit to a fate that you are not invested in? Your exposure to the mask, an item wrought with the same energy as the door. It's freed you to new possibilities. Can't you see? Tell me, as I've always been curious, how does it feel to remember another version of yourself? Does that Ayami Ito feel like a different person? What if that person is more you than you? No, it's not like that. There's only one me, even if... This is absurd, all of it. I sometimes wonder if there's an Ayami out there who never found the mask and shot a girl in Kamakura. An Ayami who's happy. Somehow I doubt it. One way or another the mask ends up with you and the girl's fate intertwines with yours. You said yourself that I should resist. What's the point if it's inevitable? What's the point? Lifetimes ago I met another like you. Like you, she was bound to a fate she did not choose. But unlike you, she accepted it. Hatred consumed her and it drove her mad. She lost her humanity. I've devoted my time to understanding your kind, to understanding how these ephemeral creatures came to be of such importance. My advice is this: follow the flow back to me again. Spend a few final moments as Ayami Ito, before you are consumed. I'll make my own path. I don't need you to tell me how to do it. We shall see. I hope we meet again. Okay, pretty cool. That was really cool dialogue. Yeah, so there've been a couple differences, especially at the beginning in Kamakura. The granny sort of like met us before and stuff. But other than that, like it's all been like relatively similar. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna continue the grind and I'm gonna go back to try and just getting to the end to the splitting path. See you then. Okay. I don't remember if we experienced this in my playthrough, but I spent a little longer looking at this TV this time, and a song actually started playing, which is pretty cool. Just wanted to show you guys. It's actually really cool. I don't know. I like it a lot. Like just the fact that they put a song here. So that's the end of the song? Nope, never mind. Pretty cool. Alright, cool. Back to the grind, boys. Okay, so I'm at the point right now where I'm gonna talk to the historian. So, the collector had like very different dialogues, so let's see if the historian also has that. Come in, Ayami. Have a seat and make yourself comfortable. We have much to discuss. Last time I listened to your story about the Common Kai and the Mask Bearer, I ignored the fact that a simple historian would have no way of knowing about any of it. Guess I had other concerns. It seems so convenient that the answer to all my problems was so close by that I didn't question it. There's only one way you could know all that you do. You were there. I suppose one might consider me part of the corruption the Common Kai were trying so hard to contain. A being that slipped into your world from the other side. Kami? I doubt that term would be appropriate anymore. Being amongst the mortality of your kind has irreversibly changed the shape of our minds. Was it true, all that stuff about a girl in the ruins of Kamakura and the old Common Kai? Or was it another trick to keep me moving? I had no reason to lie. Admittedly, I left out a key moment in that story. Ending. Chikako Shichijo was my friend. Well, maybe friend isn't an appropriate term for it. I respected her. We'd often debate whether the mankind she was tasked to preserve was worth saving. I think over time she grew to love and hate her own kind in equal fashion. Listen to me ranting away again. Why'd she remain the Mask Bearer if she hated humanity so much? Perhaps she felt they weren't using the second chance she'd given them. It is a great burden to be the Mask Bearer, to sacrifice your own humanity and stand vigil at the door. What were the Common Kai so desperate to protect us from, really? You told me before it was to prevent men from abusing a divine power. Now it sounds like the other way around, like she was trying to stop something. To stand vigil at the door is to neither be human nor god, to stop both from interfering with one another. Mankind stops at nothing to conquer the world, and the world wants nothing more than to restore the balance mankind has disrupted. Sounds like a battle that can't be won to me. I don't think that winning is the goal. Don't you see how much potential mankind has if we would just let go of its ephemeral desires and need for conquest? If you're asking me, my years in the Force has taught me mankind has a long way to go. So what happened to her? At some point she stopped being the Mask Bearer, right? Story for another time. First, there's something you must do for me. Have you forgotten? Yeah, I remember. You mean the magazine you had me get the first time I was here? Why? What's the point of doing it if I already know the outcome? Because that is our conversation continues. That's how it always has been. I am a slave to the course of events as much as you are. You'll tell me everything? Yes, I'll tell you how the story ends. Fine, I'll be back soon. Yeah, I'll be back soon too. So you guys just know. Cool, I got the magazine for this guy. Welcome back, Detective. Reina, the Mask Bearer, poor thing, she had no idea what was being done to her. Nor did the new Kamen Kai, led by Tokimasa, know what they had done. Not truly. Promised me an end to the story. Well, let's hear it. Yes, it's not a happy one, I'm afraid. After a time, Shichijo began to forget herself. The immortality the mask granted separated her from memories of being human. The being she was tasked to protect seemed increasingly alien to her. Constantly bombarded with the whispers of her dead brethren, and Nakami whose words she could not possibly understand, she went mad. Hatred and sorrow turned to bloodlust, sacrificing new souls to sustain the mask and the dark for a while longer. The girl I knew had eroded away. She became a monster. The last spark of her humanity only emerged in her final act. One day, in order to destroy herself, she donned the mask and entered the door. There was only a brief period. Oh, why can't I read? There was only a brief window afterwards for the mask to gain a new master and retain control of the dark, but there was no one. The dark no longer had a master, and so it began to feed on the hatred of mankind, leaking back into our world in return. By the time Tokimasa found the mask, strange creatures had begun to manifest. The energy within the dark has been mixing with that of this world, and something has been born. It's been growing in the dark. Not a kami or a man, but something new. The rain is binding to the mask slowed its growth. She lacks the will to resist what is coming. Of that I'm certain. It wasn't the ending to Shichijo's story you promised me, is it? It's my own. You know, you always knew from the moment I set foot in here, knew what was in store for me. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As I said, it's not a happy ending. Expect me to accept that? Accept that? To abandon everything and become some scarecrow in the dark? See now what the dark is and what it's capable of. Imagine that darkness spreading through the world, corrupting all it touches. Only you can stop it. But it is a choice. I cannot force you. The collector said resisting was the only way to stay human and free. It's true. Going against the flow may grant you a measure of peace, but it will not make you free. What awaits you has already come to pass. Eventually you will accept it. But at least for now, the choice is yours. Bruh. What? Continue to my destiny. If I keep running, I'd only end up coming back here, choosing to forget over and over until I finally submit. I'm sorry, I wish there were another way. Reina must be led to the door and unbound from the mask. Then you must perform the ritual before the dark awakens. That's all it takes, huh? Then I'll have control over it. We'll have the power to save us all. I don't know anything about a ritual. Eventually you'll come upon the Kamenkai's compound again. When you do, you'll find the materials Tokimasa used, and all will be made clear. I was there. A part of me has been there. How could I have missed something like that? Because your understanding of the dark was of Reina alone, thus they were obscured from your sight. But tell me yourself, there are rules, believe it or not. No, the choice must be yours and yours alone. Are you alright, child? Why me? A question asked by many throughout the ages, a question that has no answer. I hope to see you again, Ayami Ito. Right. So apparently we're gonna find something at the cult compound this time through that we didn't find the first time. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa carefully laid out everything that I've experiencing, like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. It sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and the young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer, but how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I'd met them I'd entered their world and could start to understand, however faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Days turn to night, the hours bleed into each other, even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. Ugh, my head. Maybe I should take my medication? Impossible as it seems, following the old man chants is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi did not know what happened to the Kamen Kai. Finding the police report is the only way forward. 3 weeks ago it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It will be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that could happen? I should head to police HQ and see what I can find. Okay then, I'll see you guys at the next breakthrough point. Okay, so I'm back in the Suicide Forest, the cult compound, and there's now new materials and stuff and new stuff to interact with that we didn't have the first time we came through. So in the first room where Reina was talking to her mom, there was a scroll where that list that said that people that came in here and stuff were being hunted and disappearing. Every time someone disappeared, there was the wailing of a girl or something. I couldn't remember if we'd actually seen that before, so I just read it. Sorry, I didn't get it on camera. But now I definitely did not see this before, so yeah. Priests prepared my spirit for its ascension as I prepared my mind for my duty. Carefully they dipped the brush in the bowl and wrote the symbol upon my breast using my lifeblood as ink. Only then would I signal my readiness to become its vessel. Only then would the sacrifice of my kin mean something. Is it over? So yeah, I'm gonna unpause the recording again when it comes to another thing that that we haven't seen before. Okay, so I don't remember if this knife was here the first time I came through here. I actually don't remember. Despite all the years it's left in the woods, the blade is still clean and sharp. So let's pick it up. Through the caverns, the sounds of my brethren's dying gasps echoed off the walls. It came slowly at first, then became louder and louder, and was soon joined by the screams of women and children. The time for sealing my covenant was nigh, and only the death we had orchestrated would satisfy it. Once the priest had finished his preparations, he knelt before me, and without hesitation, I slid the blade into his heart. Read. There's a note written in a fairly modern hand. It's possible it was written by Tokimasa himself. The end is coming. I can see their twisted shapes walking in the shadows. The fools don't see the punishment that has been brought upon us for our sins. Only I can lead them to salvation. I've studied the old texts and uncovered their truths. Soon I will prepare the goal. The purity will banish in the darkness and I will... Yo, my reading! Soon I will prepare the goal. Her purity will banish the darkness and lead our souls to the land of the Kami. My faithful are not afraid to die and will lead the others to do what must be done. Tomorrow I will begin the final preparation. Emiko assures me that those who ate the meal will die a pure death. Through my guidance, she has prepared my own means of salvation as well. All I need is a bit of the girl's blood and all will be right. The machine of man's stain upon the world will soon be erased. Did they get poisoned or something? Exits. Ooh, look. What does it? Looks like a simple wooden amulet. How did I not notice it before? Up. What is this? I feel strange, like I'm back there again. Oh. Ah! Where am I? Forest path. I saw things and started running. When I found the amulet, it cut away the fog that had been surrounding me and showed me the truth. The mask, the common Kai, Reina was there the whole time. They all killed themselves and made her wear the mask. That day was when it started, when Reina became the mask bearer, when the suffering truly began. The pulse of the dark has changed again, and the fuzzy image I had before has snapped into focus. Everything I need to put an end to this is in my hands. Oof. Okay, I've been playing for a while now, longer than I've shown you guys, obviously. And we're back to the crossroads again, where we started. And, I mean, let's get going. Turn to Tokyo. I have collected all of the cat statues. And as I said before, I'm going to be doing the thing where I'm going to get as many of these endings as I can, and then I'm going to collect the remaining cat statues that I'm going to miss on purpose. I'm going to reload my save I made just now that you saw. I'm going to collect the remaining of the cat statues I'm going to miss on purpose, and then I'm going to get the cat ending, whatever ending that is. I have looked up all these endings as unspoiled as I can. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in them. I just saw how to get them. Because I'm not playing this game so many different times without knowing what I'm going, like, the way I'm going to be proceeding. So, yeah. Am I recording? Okay, cool. How long has it been, I wonder? A man in a sewer, a girl with red hair, memories and thoughts that aren't my own. I'm in over my head. So stretched out it feels like the slightest breeze could topple me. And each time I get close to the truth, something drags me farther away. I feel like I'm so close, all the threads are leading to one place, and yet I haven't stopped to think of what finding it means. On a ride that I have no control over, and that's moving too fast to focus on what's passing me by. If only I could go back and slow down, give myself some time to think. Instead I keep rushing towards the unknown. Before I went to Aokigahara, I thought I had a handle on things. Then Reina showed up and turned it all on its head. My whole life I've thought that if I only connected the dots and contextualized the clues, it'd make everything simpler and it'd all work out. This time I'm not so sure. The only thing left to do is hold on tight and see where I end up. To me is a little wooden mask so many died for, and now I'm using it myself. It doesn't feel right. It was her pain I felt back in the compound, the focal point to all of her misery. I wonder if it's the real Raina I've seen, or is that girl long gone? No, what I felt in the compound and the misery I feel in the dark are the same. It's her. The mask, Raina, the dark, all tied to the door. Despite everything I'd seen and all the mysteries that had been explained to me, what awaited me there was still unknown. My only chance to see Kazuki again is to go into those filthy tunnels and find it. Only then do I have any hope of using it to change his fate. Something with that much power would have a cost, and I'd be forced to accept it without question. Nothing can ever be the same after today. My chance at a normal life disappeared the minute I took the mask from evidence, or maybe it would have found its way back to me eventually. Kazuki Tanaka, the man I've suffered so much for, has been silent. Maybe he's not even down there anymore. I've seen what Rain has become as a result of the mask. Would that happen to me? Now that I know the way, is that what I really want? A horrible object was made out of the death of innocent people and fed hundreds of years later with more death. Why continue the cycle? Why shouldn't I destroy it? I suppose that's obvious, because I'd be destroying Kazuki and Reina along with it. If I don't act soon, it feels like the world will tear apart at the seams. Dark is creeping in at the seams, affecting people even if they can't see it like I do. I have to do something. Shinjuku and Kamakura, the two places where my path started, are also where it has to end. This is it. I need to choose. Follow the thread further into the darkness or attempt to cut it and return to the light. I'm going into the dark. I went to Kamakura and destroyed the marks before. This time, I'm going deeper. Cool. Let's visit some essences of humanity before we go into some inhumane place. Hello. Uh-oh, better sound the alarm. The detective is back. Damn it, every time I come in here you... Haha, don't sweat it, detective. I'm just busting your chops. Besides, it's not my problem anymore, huh? I'm out of here. Wait, that other job, the sketchy one, you didn't... Nope, probably won't believe me, but I actually took your advice. Hell, I hardly believe it myself. How flattering. Didn't think the hard-boiled detective would be so thin-skinned. Yeah, anyway, where are you headed? Don't know, but I think I'll leave the city. My big dreams kinda got drowned out, and now it's hard to be here and not fall back into old habits. I'm getting the old reset button, right? Reset button, huh? I could use one of those right about now. We have one, actually. Handy enough. Things gotten that bad? I don't know yet. Probably only way to find out is to keep moving. Anything I can help with? Hey, don't give me that look. I mean it. No bullshit this time. Thanks, but I think I have to see out the rest of my problems on my own. Then why did you come in here? I didn't tell you. I guess I've just kind of gotten wrapped up in this place. Sounds like you're the one who needs to leave the city. Bad places lead to bad memories, lead to bad decisions, if you ask me, and I'm an expert on bad decisions. At least neither of us will have to deal with Goto or the million other perverts like him. For now, anyway. Good luck. Nah, you hold on to your luck. Looks like you could use it more than me. See you around, Ito. I'll see you around. It's so weird to see all these normal people just being normal people when I know everything I do. Not gonna lie, dude, the way you faded into the screen there kinda really creeped me out. Oh, hey Ayemi. Perfect timing. Daiso, what's all this? Looks like you're all packed up. Like I said, perfect timing. I'm closing down. Oh, and this is good? It's great. To be honest, the last time I saw you I was kinda slipping again, you know? Going down memory lane, but in the worst way possible. Then I remembered our conversation the other day. How you said attitude is the seasoning that flavors the food and all that. Sounds a lot more poetic than I would have said it, but yeah, I remember. Anyway, I realized that the only flavor that could come out of this place was bitter. Real bitter. Then crazy thing, my wife comes in after refusing to see me for years. Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh is right. Finally, she looks so much older than I remembered. Guess I came to a bit of a revelation when I saw her. I was clinging to this place, but for what? A life that I haven't been living. For a what if that'll never happen. I realized giving up was keeping this place going, not the other way around. Some people do have happy endings. Ah, poor crippling debt happiness wasn't so cheap to run this place. At least that wedding ring I pawned took care of rent for the short term, haha. So what are you gonna do now? Well, Naruto is always bugging me to join him on the road on that takoyaki stand of his. Didn't seem so keen on that the last time we talked. Well, I've had a change of heart. Have you been talking to Haruto again? No, could just see it in your face is all. He's always been my biggest supporter. Figure the least I can do is give the old lug a shot. Besides, with his help I'm getting back in touch with my daughter. Things aren't all rainbows and daisies, but I'll get there somehow. What about you? Me? What about me? Did that idol magazine I give you end up helping you? Wait, that was his what? Oh, okay, never mind. Raise more questions than it answered. I doubt I could help you with all the complicated stuff you do. Cooking was all I was ever good at. It's like you said though, keep following through until the end, right? Yeah, I guess so. Take care of yourself, Daizo. Don't be a stranger. Come by me and Haruto's stand sometime. I will, if I get the chance, my dude. Can't enter it. Okay, where is it? See, there's a cat up there. And after this, there's only one more left. And I'll be avoiding that last one so I don't get the cat ending before getting the other ones. Oh my god, like, it's you! Huh? Who, me? Yeah, you! Yep. Whoa, can I, like, give you a hug? Hey, there's no need for that. Please don't touch me. Why so touchy-feely all of a sudden? Detective, sir, ma'am, I would never, like, feel you without your permission. It's not what forget it. What exactly are you in such a good mood? Oh, you noticed, huh? Ta-da! What? I don't get it. Are you a magician? No, I got a promotion. Can't you tell by the new uniform? It's exactly the same. Wait, a promotion? You got a promotion? Yeah, like after you came and talked to me, the manager saw us and was like, whoa, this guy's helping the police. Said I was really respectable and whatever. And I found that key to the dumpster. Cha, turns out I had a spare in my pocket the whole time. Well, of course you did. Of course you had a spare. Ah, well, better you than someone like Taira. Who? No one. Congrats, kid. I think you're really going places. Thank you, sir. Ah, good for that kid. Well, let's go in. I am absolutely terrified. Look, I played through this game once, and replaying it, you'd think I'd frickin' be less scared. I was still getting jump scared, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. Was it the Carmen Kaya put this here? Or maybe the Dark created it. These marks were never meant for me. Reina was trying to find her way back, like leaving breadcrumbs in a forest. Sometimes I wonder if this wall went anywhere at all before Reina found it. I'm down. First time I came down here, I was so sure that I would save Tanaka alone that I didn't think about what I was doing. Am I doing the same thing now? Okay, look, I'm already scared by the game. I don't need weird sounds in my own room to be happening at the same time. What the fuck was that? I heard some... I found Kazuki's body. He was wearing the mask. She made him wear it as she'd been made to. Even after all the suffering she went through herself, she did it anyway. Can I really forgive her? She so desperately wanted to avoid becoming lost. When I was here last, I saw Tanaka, heard him call to me. What was it he was trying to say? Was he begging for help or begging me to stay away? This time will be different. It's no longer leading to a shapeless tunnel. Reina is down there. I can feel myself drawn to her. I saw you glitched in the top left corner, bro. Oh, you can't fool me. Do I have to do the puzzle again? Nope, I don't have to do the puzzle this time. I can just walk. Last time I came down here, I had a thing where I woke up in my room suddenly. Oh no, I'm getting scared. Ha ha ha. Okay, that's the thing. Despite how much I love horror, it genuinely terrifies me. Genuinely, it scares me so much. I am so affected by every small horrific thing that happens in a horror game. I hate it. Go deeper. That's what she said. Oh, my final save file, I'm presuming. Let me override. Let me override this one. Oh, okay, those are pipes. I thought they were dangling feet. Ah, scary, 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 scary. This place looks cool though. Like, it's terrifying me, but it looks cool. I like the design. I like the shadows in the foreground. I really like all that. Okay. The final cat is right there. I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm only gonna pick it up later. I can see him though. I'm not gonna pick him up. Go deeper. That's all. Oh god, how much more? Just keeps going, dude. How deep does this place go? Just keeps going. I trudged to that oppressive, lonely place. I slowly became aware of someone else. The dark woke up and began to shudder as I racked with quiet sobs, and I felt a numbing sadness spread through my body. The sensation I felt in that place was familiar, and I knew right away why. Raina. She sat there like a lost little girl, like she'd been there for a long time. She didn't know where to go. There was no fight in her body, no way for her to lash out. In that place, we were equals. She rose to her feet when she saw me, her eyes looking confused and desperate. She was the start of all of it, everything I'd gone through. I'd put an end to it, one way or another. Oh. Now this is a choice I wasn't expecting right now. Okay, I'm gonna do all these options in this video. But let's see, what do I want to do first? Let's become the mask bearer. Let's see what happens. Raina, I need you to listen to me. You! I thought I got rid of you. You should be dead. You can't get rid of me. No matter what we do, we'll keep meeting, keep fighting each other endlessly until one of us breaks, then somehow do it all over again. We're caught in a web with every path leading back to the center, to the same place. We can't escape it. What are you talking about? I feel strange. Why can't you leave me alone? Because I wasn't meant to. Don't worry. If I'm right, it'll be over soon. I promise. Huh? Why? You gonna try and get revenge? Oh, it won't work down here. It's too bad for you, Ayami-chan. Brief things like revenge don't matter anymore. Maybe if I didn't know why my story ended, maybe if I didn't know how my story ended, it would. But Raina, even you must realize that this place, the door, the mask, it's all beyond you. Beyond any of us. Didn't you ever ask yourself what it all meant? What do you mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's all pointless like me. Mommy said I was special, but she was wrong. I did so many terrible things. And it was my fault, so now I'm being punished for it. That's not true. You're just a girl who got caught up in something bigger than her. Like me. I guess that makes us kindred spirits in a weird way. You're not like me. You don't know what I've been through. You're wrong. I do know what happened to you. All of it. I can't deny our lives took different paths, and I can't pretend to understand how you felt. But I do know what happened to you wasn't your fault. None of it. Something just different. You've changed. Why aren't you mad about Tanaka? I am. I'm mad as hell that he died the way he did. I loved him and he deserved better. But there's nothing I can do. It already happened, and there's nothing we could have done to change it. No matter what I do differently, no matter how I try to make things play out, that's how it has to happen. What are you gonna do to me? Do to you? I'm gonna give you what you want. What I want? That's right, you want the mask back, right? And you want an end to all this. I can give you that by helping you find the door. Door? Where I heard Mommy's voice? That's right, will you let me help you? Okay. Hey, what's wrong? Nothing, come on, don't be afraid. Carefully, I placed the mask over Raina's face again and allowed her to briefly see the dark and the way that she was meant to see it. Her whole body shook as she walked, as if wearing the mask had brought back the little girl who was abandoned in the forest at the base of Mount Fuji. Eventually we found the door. Fear seemed to melt away and she stood very still in front of it for a long time. As she walked through it, I heard her whisper the words, "I'm sorry, I can't be sure." I thought I heard her whisper the words, "I'm sorry." Slowly her physical body faded and her feelings of anguish that permeated and shaped the dark began to fade as well. The dark had begun to change, slowly as if it had been released and was waking from a long slumber. As it awoke, I could feel it expanding, sending probing fingers into the city streets above. After a time, the mask, now unbound, reappeared. It had come back to me. I didn't have much time to do what I'd come for. Left unchecked, the dark and whatever is in it will spill over into our world and destroy the lives of the unassuming people above. I can't help but think of my own normal life, a life that I'll now never have the chance to see for myself. Still, I can't let other people suffer in the same way I suffered or the way Raina suffered. They deserve a chance at a future, right? There's no one else who can do this for them. It has to be me. I wish I knew why, but maybe it's not important. Sorry. Someone just came into my room and talked to me, terrifying the hell out of me. Let me just restart the slide. If only everyone knew what was lurking in the shadows under the surface of the world, hidden at the edges of their vision. Would they change willingly if they did? If the kami, or whatever they are, want humankind to change or to perish, are people really capable of becoming anything better than the selfish, flawed creatures they are? Is this worth it? There's only one way to find out. In my mind, I can see it perfectly. The symbol that Chikako Shichijo used to bind herself to the mask, forged in blood. I must do the same. I'm not watching that. The hand is the worst part to get blood from, bro. Cut your thigh or something. It hurts, searing my skin like a brand, calling out for a life to seal my blood to the souls trapped in a mask. Death is the only sufficient payment. I may not have control over my final destination, but I can choose how I get there. I won't sacrifice innocent lives to the mask like those who came before me. There is only one option left to me. What remains of Kazuki Tanaka pulses like a heartbeat from the other side of the door, getting weaker and weaker by the moment. A living memory, his consciousness reflecting off of me like a mirror. I won't leave him there to suffer in purgatory. I'll release him. Doing so, I'll give the mask what it requires. At least as part of the mask, he'll be whole again. I'll say my goodbye to you, Kazuki, and then I'll be able to say goodbye to Ayami Ito. Wear the mask. Bruh. Touch the door. Something's changed. Memories of my childhood, feelings I had, my sense of self, ripped out of me as I entered, fading. I have to focus while I'm still me. There's someone else here. Kazuki, is it you? Stay put, I'll find you. Tanaka? Tanaka? Kazuki, is that you? Kazuki, say something, you can hear me, right? What if Reina was right? What if he's already gone? Oh god. Kazuki, please. Ooh. Ito? Hayami, why are you here? It doesn't matter. All that matters is I heard you and I'm here now. It's okay. Give it a second. You'll be alright. Hayami, what are you doing here? I don't understand. Kazuki, you never changed, do you? You never could let things be, could you? You always had to understand. Reina didn't bring you here? But your hand, there's blood on your glove. Doesn't matter. I came here on my own. I feel strange, Hayami. I know. You've been waiting a long time, haven't you? Yes. I remember hearing your voice. Well, we're a team after all. Partners to the end. Hayami, I can't remember clearly, but I have to know what happened that night in the sewer. Why were you there? You got yourself mixed up in something that you shouldn't have, and I showed up ready to save you. But I failed. You died that night, Kazuki. No, that can't be. That's how it is. I know that you felt pulled apart waiting here for me. Sorry for letting you suffer like this, Kazuki. Ayami, what are you saying? Kazuki, I missed you. I spent so much time chasing you that there was some land over the rainbow where I could get you back. But you've been gone for a long time. I know it's confusing for you, but you know it too, don't you? I remember after Reina took me to the sewers. It was like I was split in two. Only parts of me came here, the others... I'm not sure. Just listen to me for a sec, alright? My whole life people thought I was strange, or thought I wanted to be more than I was entitled to have. Without hesitating, you always accepted me for who I was. I'm so grateful for the time we had together. I love you. No matter what happens or what I become, I want you to remember that. I know that, Ayami. Why are you telling me all this? Because I don't think there'll be another chance. Because once I do what I came here to do, I don't know what I'll be on the other side. What are you talking about? I've come to free you. Can't you see it? You're only a fragment of yourself. The moment you spend here, a bit more of you is lost. Ayami, a part of me knew this would happen as I wandered down here alone. I knew it wouldn't last. We had our happiness, Ayami. Even if it was only for a little while we found a deeper connection than most people do in a lifetime. This isn't how I wanted our story to end, but if it has to end this way, I'd rather it be you. Ayami, I don't want to be like this anymore. Everything I know about myself is slipping away. I know. I love you, Ayami. I'm ready. Sorry. Don't be. We'll see each other again someday. I hope so. Ayami, the mask. I can hear the mask. Why? I'm sorry, Kazuki. It's the only way to make you whole. Ayami, what have you done? Had our chances at happiness. That's the only way to give mankind a chance at theirs. Someday I'll give you your peace, I swear. As Kazuki slumps to the ground, I can feel the warmth of his blood on my skin. Slowly he begins to fade away, and as he does, the whispers of the mask grow quiet, the blood goes cold. The mask has a new master. Dark is now mine to control. Stop from drawing in the poor, ignorant people above. This is my charge. To stand vigil and give humanity a chance, whether it deserves it or not. No matter what, I will be here, waiting, trying to forget the life I had, in exchange for the lives I can save. I have become the mask bearer. Becoming. Oof. Okay. What our second ending. That's a much creepier one. Jesus Christ. This Ayami kills like the shade of what Kazuki used to be, to gain suffering, to put in the mask and become the mask bearer, to stop the dark. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh god. Oof. Well, I don't know, look, it might be a bit of tonal whiplash, I guess, but, it's time to because we just had like a something that feels like a very conclusive ending, but um now we're gonna reload and get the rest of the endings. Cool. I'll see you guys just now. I will resume from the point where we can either become the mask bearer or what was it? What did it say? Forget and confront Reina. Oh, okay. We're back at the choice. Now we'll be picking to forget and confront Reina. So, you went anyway, huh? Even after I told you to leave me alone? Why couldn't you just forget and leave me alone? Ah, so that's it. You want to keep hurting me, right? I hate to burst your bubble, but if it's revenge you're after, it won't work. Nope, can't blow my brains out down here. The dark won't let you. Aw, did I hurt your feelings? Did I bring your little gun all the way down here for nothing? Are you disappointed? I didn't bring it, there's no point. I did shoot you when we took Tanaka and I won't now. Ah, don't try and trick me. That doesn't mean you don't want to. After everything I tried, to think that you would be the one to show up here in the end. Funny, isn't it? Isn't it? After all, you were only supposed to be a guest star on my little show, a little temporary addition to liven things up a bit. And you kept showing up uninvited, digging up every sharp thing you can find to poke me with. Now I can't get rid of you. See, it is funny, right? No matter what we do, we're forced together again. We ought to make the best of it. You're right, now we can't avoid each other forever. Fate's forced us together, so all we can do is see it through to the end. Even when I saw you in the forest, you were down here, weren't you? Where else? Welcome to the end of the line. I don't understand it. It's awful down here. Why don't you try and get back to the surface? Why would I go back? What would be the point? When I do, I look around and don't even recognize it anymore. The streets are different, the sounds have changed, everyone I knew and ever cared about is gone. You don't know what it's like. Every day the same and feeling all my old pain again and again and again. People don't change no matter what. No matter how much time goes, they all still look at me like I'm a flea-bitten dog to be beaten around and ignored. They hate me. In the end, I'll end up back here anyway, so I fight it. At least down here nothing changes. When I was little, they said everything would be okay if I had the mask. Then Mommy died and the police took it away from me and nothing's gone right since. No one's ever cared about me. The police, the foster homes, the other girls in the agency, they all hated me. They wanted me dead. You're just like the rest of them, only someday you'll grow old and die, and I'll still be here unless you give me that mask. It isn't that simple. Having the mask isn't going to solve your problems. It is that simple. Everyone always tells me it can't be simple, but why not? None of this would have happened if it weren't for you. If you'd just given it to me in the first place, you could have lived your stupid little fantasy life. Instead, you had to be a hero and get involved in something that was none of your business. Why shouldn't I use it? My problem's not as important as yours. That's it, isn't it? Everything is about you and making your life happy again. I won't let you be happy. I won't. If you won't help me, then fine. But I'll keep hurting you. And if you think it's bad now, you don't know the half of it. Or you could give it to me and go on pretending to be happy while I find the door again. Again, you've seen it before? I don't know exactly what you think is going to happen when you find it, but everything I've found tells me it's dangerous. No, you're wrong! The door isn't for you. The collector said so. He said if I had the mask I could find it again. He said if I found a shrine belonging to Kawana, that I could find it. So you met him too, Reina. He wasn't trying to help us. He must have been toying with us. Shut up. You don't know anything. He told me the mask would let me see the door again. Just like the day Mommy died. When they put the mask on me and I kept my eyes closed like Mommy told me to. Even when people started getting sick and crying. Then I saw it, the door. Even with my eyes still closed, when I looked at it, I heard Mommy's voice and I knew if I found it, everything would be okay. I opened my eyes and it was gone. They took the mask and I saw Mommy on the ground. She wasn't moving anymore. Like a doll. It wasn't. It was all my fault. It must have been. I did something wrong. But he told me if I found the mask, I could make it right again. Now I'm being punished for being a big screw-up. For not being pure like they told me to be. Except people like Higashi. They shouldn't have hurt me. They should have left me alone. I had to punish them. I just want to stop them from hurting me. Doesn't make me bad, right? You understand, don't you? The funny thing is that if Tanaka were here, he'd understand. Even after everything you did to him. The kind of guy he is. Reina, it's not all your fault. This is beyond you. It always has been. That's why Tanaka was so intent on following you from the start. You weren't just some orphan girl. He somehow saw the darkness that was behind you. If only he had told me, I could have been there for him, helped him. But no, I could have helped me, Ayami. He was helping me. He was gonna save me. And then why? If he was helping you, why hurt him? I didn't want to hurt Tanaka, but it was the only way to bring him here. The same way I was brought here. Thought I'd figured it out, but my white knight abandoned me, went somewhere else. Turns out it was just another stupid idea from a stupid girl. What you did to Tanaka was wrong, but you can still make this right. Brought him down with you that night. Where is he? I don't know where he is. Just tell me what happens from the beginning. It's hard to remember. Please try. Nothing's gone the way I thought it would. When I went back to Shinjuku, I remembered how I ended up in the dark. I knew what I had to do so Tanaka could be with me. Only the mask wasn't awake. Wasn't loud like in Kamakura. So I made you come into the tunnel with me and Tanaka so it could wake up. Then I slit his throat and went back to the dark and I waited. Tanaka woke up down there too, but the mask was gone. He was alive. He was like me, or so I thought he was. At first he seemed okay. Then he started wandering around, staring into space and talking to people who weren't there. Poor Tanaka, I think I broke him, Ayami-chan. So he was down here, tell me where he is. Hey, you don't get it, do you? I don't know where he is and I don't care. Tanaka abandoned me. Even when he was here, he kept mumbling on and on about how he was going to help you. He gave you something, didn't he, that traitor? How else would you be able to keep finding me? He even said he saw the door, but he didn't take me there. I hate him! Why did he leave me? To think Tanaka would help a stupid little girl like me. It was dumb to try and bring him here. The collector said I'd find the door with the mask. I just didn't want to be alone is all. Now you're here, so I guess the mask is too. I didn't need him after all. He's gone. You're wrong, I can feel him somewhere here. He's waiting for me. You can? And maybe he's at the door. Please take me there, don't leave me. The mask opened the dark and took me straight to Reina. And now that I'm here, I can feel it pulsing like a heartbeat. The door, the unknowable place where the chance and fate have no importance. That's where Kazuki is. I know now what will happen if I lead her there. She'll get what she truly wants. She'll get to rest and finally be free. No more pain, no more suffering. Maybe that's what Kazuki would have wanted, but if I do that, the dark would change shape again, and any hope of finding him would be lost. He'd be trapped here waiting for me, and I'd never be able to tell him the truth behind everything he suffered for. That's if the Kazuki Tanaka that's left here is the same man I love. Either way I have to abandon someone, but it's my responsibility. I have to choose. Leave Reina and save Tanaka. Forgive Reina and lead her to the door. Please don't hurt me. What I did to Tanaka was the only way. You get it right? Right? No, you're wrong. But then again, maybe there isn't a right way to begin with. In your own way, you're the same as me, grasping at whatever you could. You may still be down here, like you said. Will Tanaka I find be the real him, though? If I use the mask, would I be the real me? I'm not so sure anymore. You're really not gonna go after him? Nope. I'd have to give up even more of myself, succumb even more to this darkness. He wouldn't have wanted that. You know, for a long time, your face was all I saw, ever since Kamakura. Motivated me to push through my sadness because I thought I was doing something good, putting my problems behind me by becoming the hero and slaying some ancient evil. Became a demon, a symbol of all my hatred, of everything bad that happened to me that day. No, I'm not a demon. No, you're not. You're just a girl, always were. Besides, I'm no hero. I'm not sure if there is such a thing. I realize that now. Me, you, Tanaka, all three of us were just paper dolls caught in a storm, being blown by winds that were so far out of our control. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for any of it to happen. I just wanted a way out. I wanted to be normal. Tanaka was one of the smartest detectives. No, one of the smartest people I knew. I think he knew what would happen to him. Maybe that's why he was so distant. I wish things had played out differently for us, and for you, Reina. I know what happened to you, all of it. I don't know how I saw all those things, but I can't just ignore them. No one deserves to experience what you did, Reina. Every day you lived in hell, with no love or light. It was awful. I failed you and I'm sorry. I forgive you, Reina. It hurts to say it, that's selfish, isn't it? I can't forget the pain you caused me despite how hard I try. But I do forgive you. But somewhere along the way, this horrible cycle has to end. I don't want to hurt people anymore. Then come with me, let me help you. Why? But where are we going? The door. You said you heard your mom, right? Let's go see her. I'm scared. What if she isn't there? What if I was wrong? It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. You can rest like you always wanted. No more coming back. No more hurting people. I can't tell you what's waiting for you. I know it's better than this. I promise. Ayami, do you think it'll hurt? No. How do you know? I don't know, but the dark responds to the feelings of the people in it. Every time we butt heads, it's pushed me out. It feels differently now. It feels peaceful. What I'm trying to say is, I don't want to hurt you, Reina. I only want to help, and I think the dark will too. Okay, I'm ready. Thank you, Ayami. I don't know why you helped me, but thank you. For years, Reina searched for the door. The whole time it was nearby, hidden by a thick darkness that shifted in reaction to her own hatred and fear. The mask began to tug at me as if guiding us, and together, hand in hand, it appeared in front of us. I wasn't sure how I hadn't noticed it before. It was like it had always been there. Until that moment, I'd never noticed how small and truly fragile she was. Standing in front of the door, she shook like a leaf. Squeezing her hand, I reassured her, told her that I forgave her, knowing that if she took a step forward, it would all be over and she'd find peace. I thought maybe I would too. For a long time she stood, saying nothing, then eventually she let go of my hand and moved through the door. And as soon as she did, her image began to fade. She was smiling. Not the unhinged smile from my past, but her true smile, a smile of a little girl. It's that smile, free of hate and malice, I remember now. The dark remained even after she left. That began to change as I remained within it, suddenly agitated and expansive, like it was growing. Somehow I knew what little light I saw was because of Reina. Fear and hatred diffused out of the shadows. Thanks to that light I was able to find the surface. The mask didn't quiet after Reina's passing, and every day it became more restless. One day I cast it into the sea near Kamakura, and despite the Kawana woman's warning, it never returned to me, though occasionally I can still feel it, scratching like a pin needle on the back of my skull. When the girl faded, other memories did too. Impressions of a man called Kazuki Tanaka and a love we once shared. I find pictures in my apartment that I know are him, yet all I see is the face of a stranger looking up at me. Some nights I wake up with tears in my eyes and images of that face crying out to me from some dark corner of my dreams. I desperately try and remember why that memory remains. Yet something about those pictures and staying in that apartment feels familiar, even if I can't make sense of it some days. All I remember for sure is Reina's smile, and knowing that in those final moments, she forgave me for what I did to her. Finally I was able to feel peace. Only a child. That was sweet, until the last part about forgetting like all your memories to do with Tanaka. That was a sweet ending where it just helped Reina. It was so good. It just helped Reina, like, finally achieve peace from all the pain she's experienced. I really liked that ending. That was... Look, okay, every ending I've seen, well, by every ending I mean the two I've seen so far, since the Destroying the Mask ending, has been good. Destroying the Mask was trash. That was trash. These ones are good, dude. These ones are great. I think I have maybe two... I think I maybe have two endings left? Because I have the choice to, instead of helping Reina, I can neglect her and help Tanaka. And I think that's one ending. Maybe there's a choice down that line as well that would lead to a separate ending. I don't know, but so far it seems like I only have two left, and then it's the cat ending. After I finish all these options, it's the cat ending. Cool. So I'll see you guys again. This time I'll resume from when we said excuse me, from when we said that we'd help Reina and not Tanaka. So that's the choice I'm gonna do differently this time. Okay, I said I'd meet you guys when I have to make the choice again, but obviously I stuck around to see if this scene would happen again. It didn't happen last ending. But yeah, so now the collector's back, so... Interesting. Most interesting. Nothing but a crow feeding on carrion that time leaves in its wake. Forgive me for not being an impartial spectator of human suffering. The woman had her own desires. I only gave her a little push. This is the same dialogue as my first ending. Thought you'd be happy. Ito found forgiveness through the context of her suffering by drowning herself in the past. A historian's dream. Gesture of extraordinary kindness, yes, but history does not smile at the happiness of one. It favors the welfare of all. Time is not a single thread, but a complex tapestry pushed and formed into picture by the force of it. Chance, we've seen this dialogue before. Threads, but yeah. Yes, all are truth. All grant insight into the same puzzle. You're right, my old friend. Time is a spiral, and observe it long enough, and we may yet learn something. No, she is not your plaything. It's not your decision. There's only one way for this can end. Only one way for the world to remain intact and stop the thing that's coming. It must be protected. The role must be performed. Stubborn, so stubborn. Allow me to ask you a question. I believe I know it already. I've asked it before. Told me, I asked her the same question. If the dancing... Yeah, okay, we've seen this before. So, they didn't appear when I did the Mask Bearer ending, and they're saying there's only one way that makes the world whole, right? That the role must be performed and stuff like that. Maybe the Mask Bearer ending was the true ending. Maybe the cat ending isn't. But I mean, maybe I got the true ending like 2 endings ago, and now I'm ruining the impact by getting the non-true endings. I don't know. Either way, I'll see you guys just now. Okay, so we're back at the crossroads of this choice I made last time. Leave Reina and save Tanaka. I don't know if I'm a good person or not. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, excuse me, just give me a second. At least if I could find Tanaka, I can do something to help for once. One good thing. But what are you saying? I can't save you, Reina, but maybe I can save him. You'll leave me here after all. I'm sorry, Reina. You can't. Tanaka said he'd help me. He believed me. You have to believe me. Help me, please. He wanted you to help me. That's why he led you here. Maybe he did, or maybe he was scared like we all are. I couldn't say. Either way, if I don't try and help him, then what was all this for? Why did I suffer like this? Someday I hope you find your answers. I don't want you to suffer, really, but Tanaka doesn't have a chance if I don't go find him now. Goodbye, Reina. Wait, I am me. I was right about you. I was right. You don't care about me. I am me. I am me. Please don't leave me here. Please. I did all there was to do. I walked away from her and didn't look back, though I could feel her eyes on me. Light was affected by her misery, and I knew that leaving her there would deepen the shadows. It was too late to atone for what I did to her, and someday I knew I'd come face to face punishment for it. I truly wanted to help her, but I couldn't ignore Kazuki's presence within that darkness. Kazuki, he's so close. Up and down, shadow and light, there's nothing here to orient myself. All I can do is stumble forward. I can still feel the door. There's something else alongside it. Kazuki, I can't hear him or see him, but he's like a memory coming to my head all on its own. Yet I can't see the door, anything else through this darkness. What if I'm trapped down here forever, lost like Reina and Tanaka? No, there is a way. The only way to pierce this darkness on my own, but I'm scared to do it. A tool forged in blood and bending my mind to its breaking point has become my last chance to move forward. The historian said the Mask Bearer could see the door. But I am not the Mask Bearer. If I were it, I would have to accept the consequences. Touching it alone almost drove me mad. What strain would wearing it put on my mind? Or I could turn back and try to find the service and keep what little of my sanity I have left. The choice is simple. Turn to the light or descend deeper into darkness. Guess I don't even have a choice. I have to wear the mask. Is this the same cutscene as when we became the mask bearer? Smiley face. Let's go touch the door. Something's changed. Memories of my childhood, feelings I had, my sense of self. Ripped out of me as I entered, fading. I have to focus while I'm still me. There's someone else here. Hazuki, is it you? Stay put, I'll find you. Tanaka? Tanaka? Kazuki, is that you? Kazuki, say something, you can hear me, right? What if Reina was right? What if he's already gone? Oh god. Hazuki, please. Ooh. Ito? Ayami? Why are you here? That doesn't matter. All that matters is I heard you, and I'm here now. Aww. I can't believe it. Is it really you? What's wrong? I'm sorry, it's strange, I feel light. The memories are coming back, I'm sorry, I need a little time. I think I remember. Ayami, how are you here? You shouldn't be here. No, I probably shouldn't, but I came for you. The way I got you, I can remember it now. Ayami, she didn't... No, I came here on my own, but I had to leave her in the dark. I'm sorry, it was selfish, but it was the only way to find you. That poor thing. Sorry to put you through all that. It must have been hard on you. Ayami, I can't remember clearly. I have to know what happened that night in the sewer. Why were you there? You know why I was there? I was looking for you, but it was a trap and I fell right into it. Maybe you think I'm a fool, but I was desperate. There was a girl I'd shot before and you so hopeless with a bag over your head. My head was swimming, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't shoot her, so I watched as she slit your throat. I let you die. I doubt I could have done better in your shoes. What's wrong? Is it true? Is what true? That you went with her willingly? That you gave her the mask? Hazuki, I have to know. Did you know what would happen? It's true, but not how you say. I saw her, a girl surrounded by an impossible darkness who I'd obsessed over before her death, and she was alive somehow. Sentence is weird. Still wanting my help, so I went with her. Thought I'd found the truth, real truth, kind of truth that tells us why we're here. I didn't tell you because I'd convinced myself that it would protect you. Faced with the impossible, I dived straight in without thinking of anyone else or what the consequences would be. Now that we're here in this place, I don't think I have it in me. Maybe I should be, but then I'd have to take a long, hard look in the mirror. Over the last few weeks, I've been grasping at straws in a world I didn't understand, that I didn't know even existed. All because Reina shattered everything I thought I knew. Step by step, I went after her, trying to figure out how some poor girl could be the shaky focal point of everything that didn't make sense in my life. My mind raced when I saw her alive that night. Suddenly the doors of possibility opened wide and my world was no longer in my control. Then she slit your throat as I watched and did nothing. Couldn't accept that you were gone, and I couldn't sit around and wait for the puzzle to solve itself. That is Ayami's line, not yours, Kazuki. Stop stealing her lines, grr. We didn't solve it, did we? All those formless shapes aren't any more solid now. No, but maybe that wasn't the point. Huh, what do you mean? Maybe we're not meant to know what it all means, yet here we are trying to change something that can't be changed. The mask and the shape-shifting darkness, they were made by people who wanted control over the unknown. People like us who were confronted with a mystery they had to solve. Fate and chance, life and death, the march of time, having control over them is an illusion. When I stand here with you, I understand that now. Guess that makes us lousy detectives, huh? Were we ever that good to begin with? I got myself kidnapped and you were dumb enough to follow me. Thanks, Ayami. All those mysteries suddenly pale in comparison to the thought of having another day in our drafty apartment. Yeah. It was you who called to me, wasn't it? That night in the sewer. I don't remember. Everything since then is hazy. I wandered aimlessly. I was so tired and my body was so heavy. I started hearing other voices and seeing shapes in the darkness. Formless things that felt like people I desperately wanted to see, telling me everything would be alright if I kept moving toward them. So let me think. I'm just trying to piece all the different endings together. So, the Mask Bearer ending was the one in which there was no, like, after image of the historian and the collector telling me that I made a mistake, so... I'm just trying to, like, understand from all the different endings, like, what's true, what's wrong, what's false, what's right, if there even is a correct answer, and what I should believe versus not believe and stuff. Because I don't know, like, this is a bit confusing. Like, okay, so Kazuki went with Reina willingly to that sewer, and Reina killed him to get to... dude, okay, look, let me just keep going. People I haven't seen in a long time. One day I saw my mother. She told me she missed me. I had to keep walking through the door and beyond. Did I ever tell you about my mother? She died when you were 15. She couldn't have been here. Still, I heard her like I can hear you now. Kazuki, what have we gotten ourselves into? I don't know, but I'm glad we're in it together. Made a hell of a team, didn't we? Following each other into the other's messes. What I'm trying to say is Kazuki, are you okay? I'm fine, don't worry about me. How are you? How about you? It's nothing serious. It's never happened before, it must be reacting to you. Ayami, thank you for finding me. But you can't stay here. What are you saying? Neither can you, that's why I'm here, right? Thank you for coming for me. Makes me happy to see you, happier than you know. I love you. Stop talking like that, you can save it for when we're back. Ayami, stop. I'm saying it because I may never have another chance. When I finally arrived at the door, I felt a warmth. Something told me if I kept walking, all the pain and uncertainty I felt would go away. And why didn't you? Because I was waiting for you. Somehow I knew you were coming for me and I wanted to see you and have one last self-centered moment. Last? No, stop saying that. You're the one who isn't supposed to be here. Can't you see that? It wasn't supposed to turn out this way. Tell me why you can't come back with me. Why I'm sorry, I feel a little dizzy. When I was lost in the dark, every time I moved forward, a piece of me was left in my footsteps, and all I could feel was fear. Until I reached the door and everything faded away. Ever since you arrived, I remembered who I was, all my happiness and joy, but all my suffering and doubt as well. I kept walking, so being in this place makes you forget things. If I kept walking away from the door, maybe I'd forget it for good. All those things that make us human can't be here. If you stay, you'll fade away, Ayami. So many people told me that being here with you was a mistake and that I should find some normal girl to settle down with. Yo, screw those people! Ayami's fine, she's hot and she's smart, what's wrong with them? Fuck those guys. The normal girls didn't understand me, they didn't make me better. I chose right, I wouldn't be who I am without you, but you would be nothing if you stayed here. Kazuki, no, there has to be a way. You said it yourself, this place is beyond our control. So you're giving up? After all this suffering, after everything I went through? That's not the man I love, that's this place, Ayami. I want nothing more than to come back with you, but I know if I leave, I won't be whole. The longer you stay here, the more it will destroy who you are. You have to turn back. Maybe he's right. Maybe this is the end of the road. I guess Reina was right after all. This place changed you. At least for now I can talk to you, see you again and tell you that I tried. There isn't much time. I can feel myself being torn apart. Turning to the surface is the only chance I have of saving myself. Okay, so I've the right choice for me I would say is leave him and save yourself. But I'm gonna do the so bring him home, stay together, leave him and save yourself. But I'm gonna do bring him home and then stay together. And then finally the right choice that I would have taken. Well, I say right choice isn't correct. Let's say bring him home. You have to go. Silly Kazuki was trying to be noble and steal the spotlight. We're in it together, no matter how bad it gets. That was our one promise to each other from the start. Stick it out when things get tough. This is different. I won't sit here and watch you fall apart. Stop talking down to me like I don't get it. I've seen everything you have. More even. I'll admit you're right. I don't fully understand what's going on. For the last few weeks, I've been clutching at whatever shreds of the truth I could find, not knowing if I could really believe any of it. I have a feeling when you were investigating her, you came across impossible things like I did. Thing is, you're just as lost as me. Neither of us is going to make sense of anything if we stay here. The only thing left for us here is death. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. It's obvious what you think. But Kazuki, I want us to live. If I leave here, I might not be myself. No one will believe you. That's true. Nothing's going to be the same, but I can think of worse possibilities. Staying in this place is what hurt Reina and destroyed her mind. That poor thing, I won't let it happen to you. Taking you up to the light is a risk I'm willing to take. If I left you, I'd regret it for the rest of my life. And I won't have a life or even a chance of one if I stay here. You're not wrong, we've both given up something by even being here, but that doesn't mean we should give up. You trust me, right? I wouldn't have waited if I didn't. Ugh, my head. We don't have much time, let's go. What are you waiting for? Ayami, I'm scared. I don't want to admit it, but I am. I'm terrified. The only certainty I've had since I've got here is that the further I go, the more I forget. That's why I stayed put. I'm scared too. No matter what I become, you'll promise to stay with me? Always. No matter what. No matter what. Come on, we have to go. Let's escape this nightmare. Okay, but what if... Whatever tomorrow brings, we'll deal with it then, one step at a time. Besides, you always said a what if isn't good enough for a detective. Using my own words against me. You chose me because you knew I wouldn't accept the easy way out. While I suffered too much to accept this as my ending. That night in the sewer, that was the last time I felt like myself. Until now, I guess. Then we'll find out what's next together. It'll be okay, I promise. Okay. Come on, let's go. Together we returned through the door, and as I emerged I remembered gasping, as if coming up for air after being submerged for a long time. As the breath escaped me, a piece of me went with it, a piece I can't qualify or name. Was lost to that place, its toll taken. I never felt right after leaving. Trudging onwards we heard sobbing in the hollow spaces, echoing off the walls, and as they continued, the shadows lost all definition, and everything turned to an inky darkness. That's Reina. We just fucking left Reina to suffer. Talked to Kazuki as I walked, but as we neared the surface, his speech turned to murmurs, then whispers, and eventually nothing. Eventually I dragged him to the light, his eyes lost in some distant dream. After that day, Kazuki never spoke again. Jesus Christ, dude. Lay in bed, his eyes glazed over, looking into a world I couldn't see. Dude, what the fuck? After the door, the memories I had of his murder and kidnapping became mine alone, and the world continued as if they'd never happened. To everyone else, he'd just suffered some sort of accident. For his sake, I cast the mask into the sea near Kamakura. Despite the warnings I received, it never returned to me. I can still feel it occasionally scratching at the back of my mind like a needle. Several months after returning, Maya and her grandmother were found dead, stabbed to death in the shrine they tended. They never found a suspect. Probably Reina. After leaving the dark, I had trouble remembering things. My parents, my time in the police, my childhood. I see pictures and can feel impressions, but the images won't appear. Things became more and more confusing and more erratic, so I went home with Tanaka. Some nights I wake up in a cold sweat, afraid and don't know why, but at least we're together. I promised him we would. That's depressing as hell, dude. What the fuck? That's the worst one! That's the worst ending so far! What the fuck? Look, dude, I am, yes, you were Tanaka, but he's some freaking husk of a man just sitting there with glazed eyes. Dude. Cool, that's the worst one. Jesus Christ, that made me depressed. Oh, just sad, but yeah, chill, still. Oh. Oh. Okay. Now let's reload and get a couple more endings. Okay, now we're going to see what happens when we stay together. Kazuki, I won't leave you. I have to. Can't take me back, and the only way for you to get back to the surface is to go. And now, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. Ayami, don't be stupid. Stupid. Every day since Rain has sent you here, the dark has been seeping into my existence and drawing me towards it. So I followed its pull, and when I did, I heard you call to me. Then everything fell apart. I was kicked off the police force, my friends abandoned me, I couldn't even keep track of what was real. So I chose to run towards the dark and everything I feared most, despite every instinct telling me not to find you. Ayami? When I chose to go through the door, I gave up a piece of myself. I feel like the only reason I remember what I am is because you're here with me. Now that I'm standing here, I'm not afraid anymore. Ayami, you have to understand, I haven't been able to talk. Oh god, okay wait. Ayami, you have to understand, I haven't been able to talk. Okay, to remember myself for a long time. Stay here, this won't be our reality, we'll both fade to nothing. Everyone has to face death, Kazuki. Before, when you said you wanted to forget the world above, I was hurt, but I think I understand it now. Every day I lifted my feet and trudged onward, not really knowing why. Now that we're together, I get it. We've suffered enough, Tanaka. So she just wants to finally just end it and be peaceful with Tanaka together. I wanted to be with you, so let's forget the world together. Can't expect me to let you throw your life away. I won't let you. Won't let me? Since when have you been able to stop me? This is different. What exactly do you think you're saving me from? My life unraveled. Half of our friends think I killed you. The only thing that would be left for me is mental hospital or prison. No, that's no way to live. My mind's made up. Stubborn as always, huh? Of course, wouldn't be me if I wasn't. Can't argue with you there. To be honest, part of me wanted this. Selfish, I know, but I was scared. Once I passed through the door, I didn't want to continue, even though every bone in my body told me to, but fear always held me back. I'm sorry, Ayami, for leading you here, for everything. If that was your idea of leading me, you didn't do a very good job. No, Kazuki, I came here myself, and I don't regret a second of it, even if it didn't turn out like we'd hoped. And as terrible as the last few weeks are, we saw something, part of the mystery that everyone desperately wishes to see. Now we get to go to the next step, wherever that is, together, knowing for certain there's more to it. Guess that makes us some of the lucky ones. Really not scared? A little. No, that's wrong. I am. A lot. I'm really scared, but I'm not scared of this place. Just of what I don't know. Still a chance for you to turn back. Wonder what I gave up already by coming down here. She just wants to be peaceful and just wants to forget things and be with you, dude. This is her choice, you need to respect it. Reina, that poor girl, her mind was broken by trying to reconcile that world and this one. Can't return, only to become lost for the rest of my life. So what now? It's easy, really. We start walking. Here, take my hand. Promise not to let go? I promise, says Ayami Ito, not Detective Kazuki Tanaka. Well, Tanaka, really gotten ourselves in deep end now, huh? Let's find out what happens next. Together. So we did the only thing there was to. We walked forward, hand in hand. As the door gets farther away, so do my memories of the world beyond it. Faces and places that I saw so recently feel like a lifetime ago. No one knows what happens next. But at least we're together. Aww. See, that one's cute, but it's not the one I'll go for. See, that one is cute. I like endings like that, when like characters accept their fate with their loved one and just decide to like face it together. I really like those ones. Reminds me of the Junji Ito manga Uzumaki, minor spoilers, where near the end something similar like that happens to the protagonist and his love interest. where they just both finally accept what's, like, actually what's happening. Ah, but no, that was a good ending. It's not depressing as fuck like the previous one. Jesus Christ. That one made me sad. But also, you see, I'm liking all these different endings. They're all different interpretations. I don't know if there's a true ending. Like, as I go on and on, I don't know if there's a true ending. I've kept calling the cat ending the true ending. Well, I kept thinking it was going to be because, I mean, because you have to go through so much trouble for it. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's a joke ending. I don't know, but we'll see soon. Soon. But, no. Because, I mean, the Masker ending seemed like to be true. It's okay, it's pointless to debate that now. Either way, see you guys again at the choice again. Just now. Okay, now it's time for the final of these three choices. Leave him and save yourself. Kazuki, I can't stay here. I know, you don't have to say anything. I can't stay here and I can't leave. Guess that only leaves one option then, huh? Don't worry about me. Know that now that you said it, it's in the open, I feel at peace. My choice led me to this, and that doesn't mean you deserve to suffer. Besides, you've got your whole life ahead of you. So many adventures left to have. I can accept that. Kazuki, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, Ayami, you got nothing to be sorry about. Not after everything I put you through. Don't apologize for saving yourself. It's not that. You're wrong. I do have to apologize. If not for now, then for before. When you were going after Reina, I didn't take you seriously. I thought you'd gone crazy chasing after some orphan girl. It wasn't like you at all, so I ignored it. In a way, it's my fault you got here in the first place. If I noticed the obvious signs that you were in trouble and helped you, maybe we could have helped her too. Hey girl, you can't blame yourself for those kind of... that will just lead you down a path of self-doubt, self-pitying, and self-loathing that you'll never escape from. Damn it, I'm really useless, aren't I? Ayami? You don't honestly believe that, do you? I mean, I meant what I said before. We chose each other for a reason. Because you understood me better than I thought anyone ever could. Why are you bringing this up now? You always understood what made me tick. It made me better by never accepting the easy answer. I didn't tell you what I found because I knew you'd follow me and I'd drag you down with me. So let me be useful to you for once and let you off the hook. Maybe it'd be easy to stay here with me, but you're not about the easy answer. Never was very good at leaving you alone. That's true. Ever regret it? Choosing me, I mean? Bruh. Nope, you? Only had my doubts when you'd forget to buy the you. Bruh, it's not the time for those kinds of jokes. But I have to keep you on your toes somehow. It's strange, isn't it? Talking normally in a place like this. Ah, my head. I can't stay down here much longer. I know. Look at us. We can't do anything right, can we? Nope, business as usual for us. Always running headfirst into things even when we didn't know how it would turn out. So wonder we ever got anything done at all. What happens to you? Doesn't matter. That night in the sewer, I was never the same after that. With you coming through the door, it's the first time I felt like the old me in a long time. This could never be anything other than a goodbye, as much as I don't want it to be. Well, we'll see each other again, one way or another. At least I found you. I'm glad I got to see you. Can't promise I won't stop searching for this place, for what it all means. Guess I should have expected that from the great Ayami Ito. Promise me you'll make a life when you get out of here. Be happy. I'll try. You have to go. I know. Just let me stay a little longer. Oh, they're drifting apart, like visually, that's cool. Okay. I love you. I love you too. Through all the dark times I had, you were always my light. My rock hard. When you disappeared, I was worried I'd never get to tell you that. Kazuki, it's time for me to go. Till next time, wherever you end up, you'll wait for me, right? You know it. Thank you for everything, Ayami. Goodbye. I stood glued to the ground in that impossible place for a long time, taking in Tanaka's face one last time. Once I turned around, I never looked back. Ignoring every instinct in my body, Tanaka remained silent. The man I met beyond the door was a shade, a distant memory of a man I once loved, but who was taken from me in the sewers under Shinjuku. Leaving was the only way to honor him. and try to make something new on top of the foundation of the life we'd built together. As I emerged from the door, I gasped as if air had returned to my lungs after being submerged for a long time. Trudging towards the surface, I heard quiet sobbing in the hollow spaces, echoing off the walls, and as they continued, the shadows lost definition, turning into a shapeless, inky blackness. Finally, I reached the surface, but I was never the same after that day. Little pieces of my past began to slip away. My childhood, memories of my parents, my time in the police. Yikes. So, there's no way to keep your memories. Once you enter this door and leave, you leave some part with you. You just begin to fade. Will I forget him too? Some nights I wake up in a cold sweat, feeling terrified that something is coming and I don't know why. Several months after returning, Maya and her grandmother were found dead, stabbed to death in the shrine they tended. They never found the suspect. So Reina kills Maya and her grandmother no matter what you do if you don't save her. If you don't become the mask bearer, and if you don't like guide her to the door. Eventually cast the mask into the sea near Kamakura, and despite the warnings I received, it never returned to me. I can still feel it occasionally, scratching at the back of my mind like a needle. Even when I feel my own foundations beginning to give away, I carry on to keep the promise I made him. I'll keep trying, for Tanaka. So, if you help Reina and don't meet Tanaka in the door, you forget who he is. But you keep all your other memories. So it's the choice between like being sane and remembering everything else versus remembering Tanaka. Damn. That ending was good. I liked it. Not as much as some of the others, but yeah, it's always like amnesia and just forgetting who you are has always been scary for me. I don't like it at all. Reminds me of like Memento and stuff. Okay, so now that we've had all those sad / ominous / melancholy endings, it's finally time for the cat ending, whatever that's gonna be. I have no idea what to expect. Okay, time to collect this final cat. Now the cat ending is locked in. Okay, I guess it's time for the cat ending. Well, hopefully, if I've done everything right. Well, if I haven't done everything right, you won't be seeing this part of the video, and I'll have an explanation saying why you won't be seeing. Anyway, so just to make it fully clear, to get the cat ending, you need to collect all the cats, and then when you're with Reina in that room, you need to forget and confront Reina, and then at the next choice, you need to leave Reina and go after Tanaka. And then, from the guide I've read, when you touch this door now, it should give you the cat ending. I don't know when that kicks in. I have no idea what it's gonna be like. I hope I've collected every cat in the game. I really hope I do. I hope I didn't miss any cats. I don't even know when the cat ending kicks in, because I'm guessing for the first part it's gonna be the normal dialogue with Tanaka. I'm gonna read this dialogue again, even though I just read it like a couple minutes ago. As soon as I put my hand on the door, it's like a rug was pulled out from under me. Someone or something wants me to stay away from it. Just drag me somewhere else. Okay, it's already different. In the last few weeks I've seen memories that weren't my own, talked to the dead, gone to places that can't exist. I'm ready for anything. Or so I thought. You've got to be kidding me. Have any of you played Silent Hill 2? And of those who've played Silent Hill 2, have any of you done the dog ending? This is highly reminiscent of the dog ending for me. Okay, how the hell am I gonna voice a cat? I'm afraid not, Ayami. Oh good, now you can talk. What do you mean? I could always talk. Hold on, I get it, this is another trick. Reina trying to get me lost again. No, that's exactly the opposite of what we want. Then let me go. Kazuki was so close, I could feel him. I'm afraid I can't do that. The man you know as Kazuki Tanaka has been gone a long time. Okay, look, dude, this is a funny thing I'm looking at and it's ridiculous and the game's not taking itself seriously. I don't know why these cats are fucking freaking me out, dude. This is still freaking me out. This is creepy. You're just saying that because you didn't like him. You'd always scratch him and when I'm talking to my cat, nope, most people would be grateful for the chance. But can you blame me? You should be thanking me for bringing you here. Which is where exactly? It's not the door, is it? No, that place isn't meant for your kind. My kind? You mean humans? Exactly. You would have destroyed yourself by entering it. I saved you. Welcome to Nekogami Shrine, a place for lost cats. You are welcome here. Wait, Shrine for Lost Cats? Is that so surprising? We watched over your kind for generations. They used to worship us in ancient Egypt. Worship. Yet, when I used to meow at the one called Tanaka, he ignored me. He did not treat me with the reverence our noble kind deserves. You used to scratch the living hell out of him, bro. For his insolence. Excuse me. Worry not, you're safe here. I didn't want this, Are you so sure? Instead of seeking the truth, you sought distraction. We're not so different, you and I. You too cannot resist the allure of the Maneki Neko. That said, you went to quite some lengths to find them all. But they were for you. They're your favorite, right? Yes, they bring me great pleasure. Do you not find it strange to keep coming across them? Only you left them for me to find, didn't you? Every day I saw you suffer through so much pain, so much sorrow. Didn't want that. You wanted a distraction, so I gave you a way out. A distraction? I can't deny that finding them gave me something to think about other than Kazuki and Reina, but don't worry. It's our duty to protect those who are lost and alone. However, finding the Maneki Neko would not have been enough to offer you a safe haven. But you, Ayami Ito, you proved yourself worthy. Proved myself how exactly? Oh, that's creepy. I was informed by an associate of your good deeds. You saved him and his little brothers from their servitude, delivering them into the loving embrace with the woman with colorful arms. Oh, so the Yakuza seized all the cats in the cat cafe. I get it. Servitude, you mean Sachika's cat cafe? I guess the idea of cat care was a little new age, but nothing. We were meant to be revered and petted and loved, not paraded around for the public's amusement and the humans' profit. I guess Kasumi went and shut that place down after all. The cats in the cafe were safe, thank goodness. I feel a little tired all of a sudden. Come, have a seat. But I think I will sit. All this time I've been using up the last of my energy trying to find Kazuki. I think it caught up to me. Yes, rest, Ayami. It's been so long since you've let yourself rest. That's true. Wasn't I looking for someone? Someone long gone. Oh. It's nice down here. So peaceful. Why don't you stay a while? Stay? Yes. Yes, I think I'd like that. There's always peace and light here. Here there is no reason to be afraid. Are you sure there's nothing I've forgotten? Nothing important. Now sleep. Sleep and forget the world above. It's my sweet Ayami. The cat god's blessing. Okay then. Wow. That is the final ending I'm getting? The one I thought would be the true ending? Okay then. I mean, it was pretty fun, but I mean, you know. So I guess, well, since this isn't like all the ending except for the Mask Bearer ending had a little thing at the end with the collector and the historian. This is probably not the end of it completely, but this is the end of Tokyo Dark. Such an interesting journey I've had with this game. I've been playing it for so long because of, real life stuff, not being able to upload as often, but still, dude, I've been speculating for so long about the stuff that I was expecting to happen in this game, and basically none of it did. I mean, Jesus, dude, what can you... Like, that's the thing. Usually when I finish a game, the 3 times I've done it before now, I'll like summarize my thoughts, tell you everything I thought, this, and this. I'm having a lot of trouble doing that for this game, let me tell you that. Because look, dude, I don't know. It's so weird. As I'll just say, I loved... Okay, let me just start from the beginning. The music, really, really cool. Except for that one song in Kamakura that gets really, really fucking loud. And like really, really rips your ears apart. That one I don't like. But the music, really good. Atmosphere, really, really, really good. Art was a bit jank at some point, but in general I liked how it looked. Character design, that was also good. The horror and atmosphere, oh, it was so good. This game genuinely terrified me. The mask they used, that thing is genuinely so scary to me. It's still scary to me. A little animatic at the end when she puts it on, it's funny. That ruins the scariness a bit, but still. That one scene where, like, she, the mask smiles, that one just terrified the fuck out of me. Okay, let me just get through this scene quick. They usually don't say anything that interesting here. Okay, never mind. While they were doing the usual dialogue, Lady Fluffington appeared. Now, boys, there's no reason to be so melodramatic. Ah, where in the hell did you come from? Shoo, shoo, be gone. How rude. I never did like animals. Too unpredictable. Time is... Okay, now they're back to their usual stuff. So yeah, that was Tokyo Dock. I guess the Mask Bearer ending was meant to be the true quotation marks ending. So I've read somewhere that there's actually none of the endings are meant to be true endings, like you can choose whichever one you want. Like the historian's opinion doesn't really matter in the end, because he's the one that suggested that ending is what's meant to happen. And this is the weirdest finale for a game I've ever done. Literally, I mean, like, okay, so like, all the previous games I've done before now, I finished the game in one big finale episode, the game ends, happy, fun, game is done. I mean, this one, the game's ended how many times? Like 5 or 6 times in one episode, and I've had to... Look, dude, I've been recording this over a period, it's been 24 hours, it's literally... I started recording this at 6:30 in the evening, like the day before I'm talking now, and now it's 6:30 in the evening again. So I just, dude, because I've had to replay the game twice and make different save files and everything. Anyway, I hope I've gotten my thoughts across. But yeah, I really liked. Let me just say, I really liked the story of Reina and the whole horror of how she was created, that she's the mask bearer, and how she was trying to make a normal life for herself by becoming a pop idol, but that's just caused her more pain and suffering. I like how Tanaka was actually trying to help Reina, and he wasn't like, I don't know, like, he went there on purpose, not being kidnapped. I like all the scenes of Tanaka and Reina where you can either choose to help her but you forget him, or you can choose to ignore her but then and remember how Tanaka is, but then you enter the door and you lose a part of your humanity, and you're fading away, your memories are going, and Reina is still at large. So I guess, like, ignoring Reina is, I think, objectively the worst option, because yes, I mean, depends on what you care about. Yes, you forget Tanaka, but you help Reina, and she's no longer suffering. And I don't know. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I think the Mask Bearer ending is my favorite because it is the most interesting. Ayumi accepts her role and what she needs to do, and fully completes her role, unlike what Reina was able to do. She becomes the Mask Bearer. You help Reina achieve peace. You help Tanaka's spirit, and by betraying him at the end, you fill within your mask with enough sorrow that you can become the Mask Bearer, and you save the world from whatever darkness the door is creating. The worst ending I would have... Well, okay, it's not the worst ending. The most depressing ending was the one where you bring Tanaka back. That one made me sad. I guess the worst ending has to be where you destroy the mask. The first ending I got. Because, I mean, destroy the mask, you never find out the deeper reasons to why everything else happened, and the world goes to shit. But yeah, I think I've said enough. Sorry if my commentary was a little bit light. There was a lot of points in which I didn't know what exactly to say. Also, I was just reading the dialogue, but still. This is the end of another game on my channel. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time when I play whatever else I'm playing. Bye.